and I'm here at this tire place. Um, Getting some new tires and getting my inspection done. I went to physical therapy, I think 2 days ago, and I came out from the physical therapy. My car had a flat tire, so I went to go change the tire, and then they were showing me how basically all of my four tires needed to be replaced. Long story short, because those details are boring, essentially I replaced two tires on Thursday. My inspection is due, so I have to replace the other two to be able to pass the inspection. So I am probably about $600 out, $600+ out that I didn't expect to have to shell out. And which is one of the worst things in the world, having to spend money you didn't have to spend. But two things. Number one, it's my fault in a sense because I popped two tires, or maybe even three of them, over the course of the past year, and I replaced them with dummy tires, or with used tires, not dummy tires, used tires. So I kept saying to myself, I can replace the tires later. I can replace the tires later. And then I came right up to the point of inspection where my inspection is due at the end of June, the last day of June of each year. And so I couldn't postpone it any longer. It's just that the flat tire made me have to get new tires. So anyways, in one sense I could be upset because I had to pay each time those tires went flat $60. Hi Jonathan. I had to pay like $60 each time to get those tires changed, and it was an inconvenience and everything. Hi Finian. Yeah, I had to pay, and it was an inconvenience, but I've been in worse positions in life, 100%. Because the position I'm in now is tough in the sense that nobody wants to have to dish out money that they were not prepared to spend. But this just happened to come 2 days after payday. So despite the fact that I was planning to use the money on other things, it's not a thing where I 100% just don't have it. And I've been in that spot too, where I have an emergency happen with no funds to do anything about it. So that is what it is. There's always going to be another payday. So I'm trying to, these days I try to live more day by day and focus on the positives. The positives are that, I've been able to keep my car up and running. My car is paid off. I paid off my car. I had a few payments left before I lost my last job. And that's a scary feeling. That's a scary feeling to have paid for a car for how many years now? Like 6+ years. And then to be in a spot where you're like, I still don't actually own the car. Even though I had less than $1,000 left to pay on the car, I don't actually own it. So I could miss a couple of payments. They take that car right back, repo that thing. So, I'm here, and it could be worse. That's what I'm trying to say. It could be worse. I have a good outlook. Now, onto my channel stuff a little bit. Today, pending on how long the tire change and the car inspection and everything takes, I have an event in the city that I'm planning to attend, and it's cool because it's actually the first of its kind, which is a workout event that is put on by Rachel of the challenge, and it's going to have 5 or 6 challengers that I saw, and I'm sure it might even have some surprise challengers because it might have some surprise challengers because a lot of people that go on the challenge live in New York. Could even have some other people, I don't know. There's like a New York roster of reality TV stars that are at everything. So I've always wanted to participate in something where you do fitness with the challenge stars. That's always been a thing that I've wanted to do. As a matter of fact, I wanted to even arrange something where I book them to do like a fitness thing. I have a few people that I know would do it, and I know they would do it for me, but the thing is, they don't live by me, and I would not be paying them to come to New York. But I have a few big name people from these shows that I know would do that if I reached out to them. Can I grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit? Huh? What you talking about, man? Anyways, how's everyone's Saturday morning going? I hope your mornings are going good. Mine is going. I can't really say good or bad, and that's surprising to say because you would think that I would say my day is going bad, being that first thing in the morning I jumped out of bed to get my tires replaced and my car inspection, but like I said, it could be worse. Alright, I was just waiting to see if what you were saying was stupid or not, and you confirmed. So, wait, I can't see your comments anymore. Oops. Where'd those comments go? I can't see them. I cannot see your comments. This is my first time seeing your videos. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? Thanks for joining my live. I guess you were brought here by the algorithm. Shout out to the algorithm for sending me somebody new, and welcome. Yeah, it's funny that through every phase of our lives, things happen, like hard, difficult things happen. And when you're in that phase, you think that it's the worst possible thing that could ever happen to you when you're in the phase. Then you might end up in some next phase where something significantly worse happens. And then you're like, you know what? I should have appreciated the previous time period in my life because it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Now, I'll give you an example of that. When my dad was still here and my dad was sick, when he got sick about 6 years ago now, and my mom asked me if I would help in his care. And it was just me and her taking care of him for the most part. And that time period was, I felt like one of the worst time periods of my life. Because obviously it's a big job to take care of a sick parent with a terminal illness. You know, I couldn't stray too far from the house. I wasn't able to take vacations. There was just a lot going on. Taking care of him was hard. But the times that I spent with him, some of those times were really nice. The the times that I was bonding with him and he was sharing old stories with me, and, different things like that. So in the aftermath, after he passed 2 years and some change ago, I really missed those times, even though during the time, if you asked me, I was like, this is stressful, this is overwhelming, this is not fair, why do I have to sacrifice my life? There was a lot of things that I was thinking during that time period. So it reminds me back to something my former life coach told me about. She called it finding the beautiful moment in each day, which basically I just take that to mean like, think of things that you're grateful for every day. Even though there's hard things going on, there's always beauty to be found in every moment and in every day. And that's not meaning, I think when she first started speaking to me about that stuff when we were having our sessions, I was like, this isn't real. Because whenever she would talk to me, she was happy all the time. And always upbeat and always just positive and everything. And I'm like, well, you know what? She has to be that way because this is what she's doing for a living. So I don't really, like that's what you got to do. Just like how I do counseling and I'm not always feeling that way, but for the most part, I act that way because I know that negativity is contagious. I know that if I come in depressed and I'm trying to help people who are really depressed, I'm doing a disservice to them. So I'm like, I know the game. That's the way that I was feeling. But I came to get a different meaning from that over time. And it's not that she was happy all the time. It's that she looked for the joy or the goodness in each moment, even the bad ones. And we're all going to go through a range of things. We're going to go through good times. We're going to go through hard times. We're going to go through everything. But if our outlook and our perspective remains positive, the point is that we're going to have more good days than bad, and we're just going to have an overall appreciation for life, whatever that means for us, and whatever the best that life has to offer. So that's all I got to say for now. I will probably be back on here depending, like I said, on how long this car thing takes. I really would have left already for this event that I'm talking about, but the thing is, I've said this before, y'all know how many lives I do in the car. It's not just because I like being in the car, it's because my car is my lifeline now. There was a point in time between 2006, I think, when I totaled my previous car, and about was it 2006? No, I'm being way back. I think 2012 when I had totaled my Volkswagen, and 2018. So I went 6 years without having a car. But because I'm here in New York, it was like no big deal because I can take the bus, I can take the train, I can take the subway. But the reason why it was a big deal now is because time is now a factor to everything. I still could go and take the bus and the train everywhere, but let's say, for an example, I wake up in the morning, I drive 35 minutes to work, coming and going, and you take away my car from the equation. Hey, Van Hoop. You take away my car from the equation, and then we're talking about I have to walk 20 minutes or so to the bus stop, and then I have to take 45, 50-minute bus ride to work. And then, I got to do the same thing coming back after work. I got to hop on the bus for 45 minutes and then walk for the remaining 20 to get to my house. And we're just talking an extra, what would that be? 90 plus 40, like a little over 2 hours of travel time instead of one. And time, I'm willing to pay whatever it costs for the car for that convenience, and then forget about it if I want to go from place to place, because I live that life. Like if I come home from work and I'm like, I want to go grab something to eat, or I want to meet up with a friend or something, and I don't have a way to get there. I mean, some people, I know plenty of people around here that do live that life, and like I said, I did it. My mom does that, but not for me anymore. It wasn't really for me then. Actually, the time when I totaled the car, I think I didn't even have a full-time job. So I wasn't really, there was no urgent need for me to get anywhere. I would just wake up, all right, today, right now I feel like going here. It doesn't really matter when I get there, that type of deal. But anyways, thanks for joining my channel. If you're new, and if you're not, thanks for coming back to my channel. And thanks for your support. Like I keep saying, Big Brother starts in, I think about what? How many days are in June? 30, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, 30 days in June. So there's 2 more days in June. And there's 2 more days in June. So we have about 12 days until Big Brother starts. And then we have about 32 days until the challenge starts. But Big Brother is what most people are on my channel for. So the 12 days until Big Brother, I mean the 12 days until Big Brother is the main thing. And I still don't know what my schedule is going to shake out to, because my new job starts, or my new position at my job starts on June 30th. June 30th, my new position at work starts. So I'm going to see how all that shakes out, and to see what my live or Big Brother schedule is going to look like. And hopefully I can make something out of it. And if I cannot, I don't know if I'll really do coverage anymore. Now, a change is that before I said I don't know if I will have my channel anymore, but I like my channel. But if I stopped doing coverage on my channel, I think that really what I would do is I would cut off my StreamYard, my paid StreamYard subscription, my couple of paid subscriptions that I used to help me, or that not to help me, but I use them for my streaming stuff. I would completely just unsubscribe from those and use the free accounts for everything. And I might have a channel that I occasionally talk about reality TV, but it wouldn't be on any kind of a regular basis. But I'm trying to take a page out of Wes Bergman's book, where even though he has a bunch of different things that he's doing, he has a scheduled time just for the challenge. So I'm going to try to figure that out. I hope that I can. And I want to make it better and more efficient than I have in the past year or two. Because season 24, I was really, really on it. Season 25, I was really on it. Season 26, I was pretty lazy with it. So even though you would see me almost every day, there was no structure, and there's no game plan for it. I think that I'm even going to start working more on doing pre-recorded videos when the season starts, because it's hard to do lives all the time. It really is. And when I first started with season 24, what would happen is every morning I would get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, or 6 o'clock, and then do like a recording, a recap of what I've seen on the feeds, and then I'd put that video to play at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. But during that season, there was so much action that it was much easier to do that. I'm going to have to test out and see how the pre-recordings would go for season 27. And I'm going to be at the premiere party day 1 and day 2. So look out for that. I'm going to be meeting Cam. I'm going to be meeting Chelsea. I already met Tucker, but he's going to be there. Tucker. I don't know who else will be there. T-Core maybe. Chemo. Rabina. I hope Rabina comes. But yeah, that's what I got going on. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Thank you, and have a great day.